this book will, I was just going to say, if people are dog lovers, this will be a great book for them. And particularly if they think they've got a bad dog, they can compare it to Speck and see if they see who's worse.
Well, they can try. They can try to compare it. I think I could win a lot of money betting that I have the worst dog that's ever gone to rest.
Well, some of your stories of the stuff he gets into are really, really funny. And we're talking about funny. My wife was in the other room a couple of weeks ago when I was reading this, and she said, "Jack, I'm so glad to hear you just laughing out loud again. What are you laughing at?" And I said, "I'm reading Rick Bragg's new book." I said, "They're just some hilarious. I mean, you're the way you could turn a phrase. I was thinking one of them was, which would relate to people here in Tupelo and Northeast Mississippi. You said, this maybe not be verbatim, but you said, I was sitting in an old lawn chair, rubbing Speck's head, and it was Jacksonville, Alabama on a weekday night. And I sure as hell didn't have anything else to do. And I was telling a friend of mine I was having supper with last night, I told him that, and he said, "I do that every night. I just sit down at night and just rub my dog's head." He said, "I know exactly what he's talking about."
Well, I'm getting to the age where that's about all the excitement I really need to get into anyway. So, but no, I hope people laugh out loud at it. You know, it started in an incredibly somber way. He'd been I don't want to say pack dog. That makes it sound like we're in the Yukon. But he'd been a stray that ran with a pack of dogs. And I had seen him for months and months and months. And you know, he was always fighting. He was always in the ditch, fighting over either a female in heat or a hamburger sack somebody had thrown out. And they were all these, you know, people dumped their unwanted dogs off. And we have rescued dozens of them over the years. But, you know, you can't just walk up to them and say, not always, some of them you can. And then several months later, you know, I saw him up on the top of the ridge line behind the cabin, and he'd been torn up. I mean, you know, obviously some bigger or meaner dog, or maybe several, had tore him up, and he was up there just starving to death, just waiting to die. And I went up and got him and brought him home. You know, men in my family, as I wrote in the book, we've never been real careful. So my brother Sam, bless his heart, he said, "For God's sake, don't go get that dog." You know, and I brought him down and fed him, and he repaid me by terrorizing the cats, trying to kill the other dogs, and stampeding the livestock. And I am not kidding. And I am not exaggerating. He's insane. And but he got better.
Yeah.
He got better.